All right, guys, for this problem, it says use the graph of the derivative of x. So notice, guys, that this function is, this graph is not the graph of the function, it's the graph of the derivative. Very crucial that you see that. To determine, so we're going to use this graph of the derivative to determine where f has a relative min or max. Now remember, the rule is that you can tell where a function has a min or max by looking at the derivative if there is a sign change in the derivative. In other words, if the derivative goes from positive to negative, or if the derivative goes from negative to positive. Also, notice, remember that your critical numbers, or your relative extrema, are where your derivative is 0. So since this is the derivative graph, I know that I have two critical numbers at -1 and at 3. So x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 3. Very crucial that you see that. Those are where the derivative is 0, so critical numbers. Now, if you notice, the derivative on the left-hand side of -1 is positive. The derivative on the right-hand side of -1 is negative. Look at that. There was a sign change. So the derivative is positive, and then the derivative is negative. So the derivative is positive, then it's negative. The rule is that when the derivative is positive and then the derivative is negative, that means that that is a relative max. So that means that x is equal to 1. That is a relative max. And then let's look at 3. On the left-hand side, the derivative is negative, and on the right-hand side of 3, the derivative is positive. So the rule is that when the derivative is negative and then the derivative is positive, that is a relative min. So then that would be my answer. At 3, it's a relative min, and that at -1, it's a relative max.